So 2 part 1 here we have, as I told you, you must always take the limit L is equal to. Now in all these cases, we assume that the limit exists. We just need to find out the value of the limit. Okay, so you don't need to check the right hand and the left hand limit in each of the cases, because we have assumed that the limits exist and they must be equal, the right hand and the left hand limits. So the question here, if you see, is limit x tends to minus 1, x minus 4 into x minus 1 by x square plus 3x plus 2. Okay, now if you see here that if you substitute x is equal to minus 1 in the denominator, what do you get? You get minus 1 square plus 3 into minus 1 plus 2. This comes out to be 0. That means this polynomial x square plus 3x plus 2, that is this quadratic polynomial, vanishes at x is equal to minus 1. That means x by factor theorem, x plus 1 must be a factor of this polynomial, right? Must be a factor of this polynomial. So if because I see if I substitute x is equal to minus 1 here, I'm getting the denominator equal to 0, right? So therefore denominator equal to 0 is an indeterminate form. So therefore we have to make certain changes in the algebraic expression to bring it to a determinate form. And what I see is that because this is equal to 0, x plus 1 is a factor of this polynomial. That means this quadratic can be factorized. So therefore we try to factorize the denominator. You have the factors as x square plus what should be factor 2x. This should be, I think, plus 1. Yes, this is plus 1 in the question. This is plus 1. So this is plus 1. If I substitute, then I'm going to get 0, and therefore this polynomial vanishes at x is equal to, no, this is okay, this is minus only. Okay, so that means this polynomial vanishes at x is equal to minus 1. That means x plus 1 is a factor. Only the numerator I made the mistake that I did not take. If you see here, you have a positive sign. So therefore you factorize this polynomial. You have a limit x tends to minus 1. Okay, and then in the next step you have x tends to minus 1, x minus 4 into x plus 1 by, you get x plus 2 into x plus 1, right? Now if you see that x plus 1 cancels from both the numerator and the denominator, right? So therefore we are going to cancel out these two. And now if you see, if I substitute x is equal to minus 1, I'm getting a determinate form. So what I do is I substitute x is equal to minus 1 to get a determinate form. So I get minus 5 as my answer. Clear with this?
Yes, sir.
We move on to the next question, part 2. Part 2 is also a very similar problem. Start by L is equal to limit x tends to 1, 2x minus 3 into x minus 1 by 2x square plus x minus 3. Okay, now if you see, I have in the numerator, I have 2x minus 3 and x minus 1. Okay, so if you see, if you substitute, if you put numerator equal to 0, what do you get? X is equal to 3 by 2 and x is equal to 1. So if you put x is equal to 3 by 2, you'll get denominator not equal to 0, right? But however, if you put x is equal to 1, you will see that is equal to 0. So therefore, x minus 1 must be a factor of 2x square plus x minus 3. So therefore, what you do once you see this, you factorize the denominator. and this factor should be 3x and minus 2x. So you're going to get you leave the numerator as it is, and in the denominator you're going to get 2x plus 3 into x minus 1, so that x minus 1 cancels. Now what you see is, now if you put x is equal to 1, now you're getting a determinate form. So this is 2 into 1 minus 3 by 2 into 1 plus 3. So you're getting 2 minus 3 by 2 plus 3, which is equal to minus 1 by 5. And that is what this limit is. If L is equal to, if this limit is equal to 1 minus 1 by 5, what does it mean? What does it mean in normal language? That means if x is very close to 1, because x tends to 1, if x is very close to 1, then this expression 2x minus 3 into x minus 1 by 2x square plus x minus 3 is very close to minus 1 by 5, right? That is what it means in normal language. Okay, next limit. To part 3. You have L is equal to limit x tends to 2, x cube minus 8 divided by x minus 2. Now this already I have shown you an example. If you see, you can use n(a) to the power of n minus 1 because x tends to 2 and the numerator can be written as x cube minus a cube divided by x minus a. So n here is 3, a here is 2. So we can use the standard limit now. N(a) to the power of n minus 1, n into a to the power of n minus 1, which is equal to 3 into 2 square, which is equal to 12. You can do this directly, or what you can also do is, if you don't want to use this limit, I'm just showing you an alternative way. Not that all these kinds of limits can be evaluated in this way, but this particular limit definitely can be evaluated in this. What you do is, you write the numerator as a difference of 2 cubes. Okay, and then a cube minus b cube can be written as a minus b into a square plus ab plus b square divided by x minus 2, right? Now, so now if you see, x minus 2 will cancel and this will become a determinate form. So now you can substitute x is equal to 2. 2 square plus 2 into 2 plus 4, which will give you 12. Okay, so you can evaluate in both ways. Next question, to part 4. The question here is, given limit x tends to 3, x cube minus 8x square plus 45 divided by 2x square minus 3x minus 9. Now if you substitute x is equal to 3 in the denominator, you will see that you will get the denominator equal to 0, which is not acceptable, right? So this also, if you see x tends to 3, that means now if you put x, if you are putting x is equal to 3, the denominator is vanishing. That means x minus 3 must be a factor. 2 into 3 square minus 3 into 3 minus 9 is equal to 0, if you check, right? So therefore x minus 3, by factor theorem, x minus 3 must be a factor of 2x square minus 3x minus 9. That means we can factorize 2x square minus 3 minus 3x minus 9 to get x minus 3 as a factor. Now what will happen is that you will check the numerator also, whether x minus 3 is a factor of the numerator also. Okay, so now if you put x is equal to 3 in x cube, however, it does not actually matter, but still, because if x minus 3 is a factor of this, then what will happen? You can factorize the numerator also, and then you can cancel x minus 3 from the numerator and the denominator. So let's check. 3 cube minus 8 into 3 square plus 45. So how much are you going to get? 27 minus 72 plus 45. So you're getting this equal to 0. So this you see is therefore x minus 3 is also a factor of the numerator. Is also a factor of x cube minus 8x square plus 45. Right? So what you do is you factorize the numerator and denominator separately. Okay, how do you factorize the numerator? You divide x cube minus 8x square plus 45. So first, if you divide, you need x square here. So you have x cube minus 3x square. Subtract. Cancels. So you get minus 5x square plus 45. So now you need to multiply x minus 3 by minus 5x. Multiply by minus 5x, you get minus 5x square plus 15x. Right? So again, if you subtract, this cancels. So you get minus 15x plus 45. Right? Now you need to multiply x minus 3 by minus 15. So you get minus 15x plus 45. So it divides completely. Both these cancel. So therefore, what is the numerator? X cube minus 8x square plus 45 has been factorized into x minus 3 into x square minus 5x minus 15. Okay, whether this can be factorized or not, it does not matter, but you have x minus 3 as a factor. Also, what you see, the now the denominator, now the denominator also has x minus 3 as a factor. So let's factorize the denominator also. 2x square minus 3x minus 9. Okay, so what are the factors here? The factors here should be 18, 3 and 6, right? So this is 2x into x minus 3 plus 3 into x minus 3, which is equal to x minus 3 into 2x plus 3. So I have factorized the denominator also. So therefore, what is L? Therefore, L becomes numerator, which I have factorized here, x minus 3 into x square minus 5x minus 15 divided by denominator x minus 3 into 2x plus 3. So that now this is limit x tends to 3. So that now x minus 3 and x minus 3 will cancel. Now if you put x is equal to 3, this will become a determinate form. So you get 3 square minus 5 into 3 minus 15 divided by 2 into 3 plus 3. Okay. So here you are going to get this as minus 7. Minus 21 by 3 you are going to get. Okay. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next one is number 5. Question here is limit x tends to 2, x minus 2 by root x minus root 2. Okay, so what I do here is I have limit x tends to 2. I write this as x minus 2 by x to the power of half minus 2 to the power of half. Now, but the problem is if I am to use the limit, this limit that I gave you, x to the power of n minus a to the power of n by x minus a is equal to n a to the power of n minus 1. If I am to use this limit, this n here should be in the numerator, right? But here it is in the denominator. So what I do here is I write this as limit x tends to 2. I take the reciprocal of this. 1 by x to the power of half minus 2 to the power of half divided by x minus 2, right? I take the reciprocal. Now what happens? Now, because I have already, according to this limit, if you see the standard limit here, limit x tends to a fx by gx, you can distribute the limit over the numerator and the denominator, right? So this becomes limit x tends to 2, 1 divided by limit x tends to 2, x to the power of half minus 2 to the power of half divided by x minus 2, right? Limit x tends to 2, 1 is simply 1 divided by, and the denominator, now I have a standard limit, n a to the power of n minus 1, which is n is half, a is 2 to the power of n minus 1. 1 by half into 2 to the power of minus half. So I have this as 1 by 1 by 2 into 2 to the power of half, which is equal to 1 by 2 root 2, which is simply equal to 2 root 2. And that is your answer. Okay. Okay. We now move on to the next question, number 3. Number 3 question is, if limit x tends to 1 is equal to limit x tends to k, this. Okay. So both the limits are equal. You need to find out the value of k. So given here is limit x tends to 1, x to the power of 4 minus 1 by x minus 1 is equal to limit x tends to k, x cube minus k cube divided by x square minus k square. Okay. Now what you do is that you evaluate both the limits separately on the left hand side and the right hand side, and then you find out the value of k. Now if you see on the left hand side, you have a limit where x tends to 1. So if you put x equal to 1 here, you will get denominator equal to 0. So what you do here is you first factorize the numerator and cancel out the common factor. So you have x to the power of 4 minus 1 can be written as x square plus 1 into x square minus 1, right? Divided by x minus 1. On the right hand side, again, if you put x is equal to k, you're going to get denominator equal to 0, which is an indeterminate form, right? So what you do is you factorize the numerator here also by a cube minus b cube formula. You have a square plus ab plus b square divided by x square, and you write this as x plus k into x minus k, the denominator. Okay, so clearly if you see here, this factor cancels off. And here what you need to do, limit x tends to 1. Now x square minus 1 can further be factorized as x plus 1 into x minus 1 divided by x minus 1. And on the right hand side, now you can put x is equal to k because that is a determinate form. So you're getting k square plus k into k plus k square by k plus k. This is the limit that you are getting. And on the left hand side, if you see, these two cancel. So that now in the next step, you can put x is equal to 1. So here you have 3k square by 2k, right? So now what happens? 1k cancels here. So you are going to get 3k by 2 is equal to 4. That means 3k must be equal to 8. That means k must be equal to 8 by 3. and that is the required value of k. Okay. Yes. So can you proceed now to the next problem?
Yes, sir.
Okay, 4 part 1. Here the question is limit x tends to 0 root 1 plus x minus root 1 minus x divided by 2x. In this limit, if you put x is equal to 0 directly, again you are getting denominator equal to 0, an indeterminate form. So to bring this to a determinate form, what you do is you rationalize the numerator. Okay, so you multiply the numerator and denominator by root 1 plus x plus root 1 minus x. Okay, multiplied. In the next step, now the numerator is a plus b into a minus b form. So you have a square minus b square. So you have a square minus b square divided by 2x into root 1 plus x plus root 1 minus x. Okay, so now this limit will now become, you can remove the radical now. So 1 plus x minus 1 minus x divided by 2x root 1 plus x plus root 1 minus x. Right? I still have x in the denominator. So what I do is I simplify the numerator. So I get 1 plus x minus 1 plus x divided by 2x root 1 plus x plus root 1 minus x. If you see plus 1 and minus 1 is going to cancel from the numerator. So you're only going to get 2x divided by 2x into root 1 plus x plus root 1 minus x. Right? So now if you see here, this 2x and this 2x is going to cancel. So that you're only going to be left with limit x tends to 0, 1 by root 1 plus x plus root 1 minus x. Now if you put x is equal to 0 here, it now is a determinate form, right? So now I can put x is equal to 0. So 1 plus 0 plus root 1 minus 0. So I get 1 by root 1 plus root 1, 1 plus 1, which is equal to half. Okay. Any question?
No, sir.
If you look at the second question here, 4 part 2. The given limit here is x tends to 1 root x square minus 1 plus root x minus 1. Okay, again, if you see, if you have a sum of the radicals in the numerator. So again, what you need to do is you need to rationalize the numerator by multiplying numerator and denominator by, what is the factor? Rationalizing factor. In this case, what is the rationalizing factor? Root x square minus 1, because I have a plus sign here, I'll give a minus sign here. So I multiply the numerator and denominator by root x square minus 1 minus root x minus 1. So I have root x square minus 1 into root x square minus 1 minus root x minus 1. So I multiplied the numerator and denominator. So now In the numerator, I have a plus b into a minus b form, so that I can write this as root x square minus 1 whole square minus root x minus 1 whole square divided by root x square minus 1 into root x square minus 1 minus root x minus 1. Okay, so in the next step, we simplify the numerator. So we can remove the radical now, maintaining the brackets. And the denominator we write as it is. Okay. Now we simplify the numerator further by removing the brackets. Okay, in the numerator, if you see plus 1 and minus 1 is going to cancel. So we are going to be left with limit x tends to 1. You have x square minus x, from which now if you take x common, you're going to be left with x minus 1 here. And in the denominator, if you see, you have root x square minus 1, which you can now write as, because you see that you are getting x minus 1 in the numerator, you can write this as x plus 1 into x minus 1, root over x plus 1 into x minus 1. And the other factor you keep as it is. Okay. So now what to do? Now if you see, in the numerator, I have x minus 1 only, which you can obviously write as, because I have root x minus 1 in the denominator. That is why in the numerator, I write root x minus 1 as root x minus 1 whole square divided by, now if you separate here, you get root x plus 1 into root x minus 1. And this factor remains as it is. Okay. So what happens now? If you see, root x minus 1 cancels here. 1 power cancels here, right? So what are you getting here? Eventually, you're getting limit x tends to 1, x root x minus 1 divided by root x plus 1 into x square minus 1 minus root x minus 1. Now, if you see, denominator is non-zero. If you put x is equal to 1 here, you're getting denominator as non-zero. So let us put x is equal to 1 in the numerator and denominator. So you get 1 into root 1 minus 1 divided by 1 plus 1 into root 1 square minus 1 minus root 1 minus 1. So what you're getting is 1 into 0 divided by all this, root 2 into 0 minus 0. Okay. Again, you are getting yes. So you're getting a 1 into 0. You're getting this as 0. Okay. Let's move on to the next one. So you have number 3. L is equal to limit x tends to 0, root 1 plus x cube minus root 1 minus x cube divided by x square. Same now, if you see in the numerator, you have a difference of 2 radicals. So you rationalize the numerator. Okay. You multiply the numerator and denominator by root 1 plus x cube plus root 1 minus x cube. Right. minus x cube. Okay, now numerator is of the form a plus b into a minus b. So I'm skipping one step and I'm writing this directly. So you'll get a 1 plus x cube. You're actually getting root 1 plus x cube whole square, right? Which is nothing but 1 plus x cube minus, and you're getting here b square, which is root 1 minus x cube whole square, which is 1 minus x cube divided by, is this step clear?
Yes, sir.
Plus root 1 minus x cube, right? So now you simplify the numerator by opening the brackets. 1 plus x cube minus 1 plus x cube divided by x square into root 1 plus x cube plus root 1 minus x cube. Okay, so you have plus 1 and minus 1 cancelling here. So you get limit x tends to 0, 2x cube divided by x square into root 1 plus x cube plus root 1 minus x cube, right? So now x square cancel, 2 powers cancel here, you get only a single power here. So what you are eventually left with is limit x tends to 0, 2x by root 1 plus x cube plus root 1 minus x cube. Now if you see denominator is a non-zero here, so you can put x is equal to 0. So you get 2 into 0 divided by root 1 plus 0 cube plus root 1 minus 0. Okay, so you're getting 0 actually. Okay, the numerator if you are getting 0, no problem, but denominator cannot be equal to 0. Fine.